To join us shortly for more news. Many thanks for joining us. I am Joshua Murakio. We begin the news tonight with the report that President Bola Tinubu has declined assent to a bill seeking to extend the tenure of service of legislative officers at the National Assembly, as well as the 36 state houses of assembly from 35 to 40 years, and the retirement age from 60 to 65 years. The president's declined assent was conveyed in a letter read on the floor of the Senate today by the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. The harmonized controversial retirement age bill was first stepped down in February 2024 for further research and consultation with stakeholders after a significant number of senators voted against it. The bill, first introduced during the 7th Assembly, was transmitted to the 9th Assembly, where it suffered a standstill, and subsequently to the 10th Senate. Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to fostering stronger international partnerships and deepening relations with member states of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States on the sidelines of the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who is representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the ongoing global event, stated this at the high-level OACPS meeting chaired by Angola, reiterating the importance of solidarity among member states in the face of numerous global challenges. The vice president emphasized Nigeria's commitment to the organization's goals while addressing pressing national concerns. Senator Shettima used the opportunity to address Nigeria's recent inclusion on a high-risk jurisdiction list for anti-money laundering concerns, saying the country will continue to engage in constructive dialogue with international partners. Earlier, the Secretary General of OACPS, Judges Rebelo Pinto Chikoti, lauded Nigeria as a motto of the organization and an important member state. Chikoti noted that the meeting aimed to strengthen cooperation with Nigeria and express gratitude for the country's significant contributions. The Secretary General expressed confidence in the United Nations' involvement and commitment to supporting member states facing various challenges. The House of Representatives has received a letter from President Bola Tinubu seeking the National Assembly's consideration and passage of an additional supplementary budget for the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, read the letter at plenary upon resumption after the lawmakers' 2-week break. According to the letter, Mr. President had written in accordance with the provisions of Section 121 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to forward herewith an additional supplementary budget proposal for the FCTA for consideration and passage by the House of the Representatives.
Been prepared on the basis of the FCT's reviewed revenue and expenditure forecast and is aligned with the fiscal and developmental policies of the federal government and the renewed hope agenda. The FCTA continues to prioritize improvement of human capital and infrastructure within the Federal Capital Territory.
Expedite passage of the proposed 2024 supplementary budget. The House abruptly adjourned its plenary till Wednesday, 25th of September 2024, after a minute of silence was observed for Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, who died during the break. The federal government is set to implement the new minimum wage with effect from July 29, 2024. It also approved the revision of the salary structure for lecturers, doctors, military, and other civil servants. The development comes after federal government and the labor unions signed a memorandum of understanding on the 70,000 naira new minimum wage. A statement by the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation and signed by the Head Information and Public Relations, Eno Olotu, said the Committee on Salaries for Civil Servants has agreed that the new minimum wage will be implemented from 29th July 2024. According to the statement, the committee also recommended that the wage award, which the federal government discontinued, should be paid until 28th July 2024. The committee, led by the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Didier Walson-Jack, noted that the government considered the economic situation in the country before making its decisions. She described the assignment as the shortest and most peaceful negotiations thus far, adding that the signed copy of the MOU would now be forwarded to the federal government for further action. And back here in Lagos, the state government is exploring clean urban transport solutions that will incorporate the use of hydroelectricity, CNG, biomass, and geothermal energy and renewable energy sources such as wind powers and solar energy into public transport system. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance at the National Conference on Sustainable Urban Mobility organized by Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA. Our correspondent, Olubukola Akinkolosho, has the details.
Effective and efficient transportation system is one of the most fundamental structures for any nation's economic progress. The transportation sector has its own share of challenges. However, it is believed that it can succeed through better strategies and restructuring. One of such strategies is this National Conference on Sustainable Urban Mobility, which is attended by representatives from other states in the country.
Together, we can chart a course that will benefit and transform the transportation landscape while providing ample opportunities for networking among participants.
Lagos, being one of Africa's most dynamic urban centers, has felt the pressure due to population growth, rapid urbanization and economic development, environmental degradation and social inequities. Speaking on the theme, implementing safe, inclusive and climate-resilient urban transportation in a digital age for sustainable development, representing Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, who says the state has the tools to revolutionize the movement of people and goods. And with Lagos being one of Africa's leading tech hubs, the state is uniquely positioned to harness the power of digital technologies to enhance urban mobility.
In Lagos, we have made this transition the top priorities are aligning our transportation development with climate resilience. Lagos State Government, through LAMATA and Lagos State Waterways Authority, which is responsible for managing the waterways, is implementing the sustainable multimodal public transport system that integrates cleaner energy, intracity buses, bus rapid transit, light rail transit, inland water transit, and non-motorized transportation options.
He calls on the private sector to partner with government in building the transport system for the future.
It is clear that government alone cannot shoulder the burden of our transportation system. We must foster strong partnership with the private sector to accelerate progress, from financing large-scale infrastructure projects to providing innovative services and technologies. The private sector has an essential role to play in building the transport system of the future.
Vehicular emission has emerged as a global challenge, with transportation accounting for 1/4 of the energy-related global emission, making it imperative that there must be a transition to greener, more efficient and sustainable systems. However, sustainability is not just about reducing carbon footprints. It is also about ensuring that the transport systems are safe, secured, inclusive and accessible to all citizens. Olubukola Akinkolosho, LTV News.
Nurses have been advised to prioritize health as a fundamental right and also leverage on technology to improve healthcare services rendered to patients. This was emphasized at the 2024 Conference of Lagos State Public Health Nurses. Health correspondent Amina Telegushi tells us more.
It is the annual conference of public health nurses in Lagos State. The nurses, drawn from different public health facilities across Lagos, are here to update skills and share knowledge about improving services they render to patients.
Technology is bridging the gap, and public health nurses should not be left behind. There is telemedicine and there is telenursing. Telenursing in a way that people don't need to move from where they are. Through WhatsApp messages or WhatsApp call, they can reach out to you and give their complaints. This is the way I'm feeling this morning. Please, ma, what can I do? And then, if the symptoms being given requires that the person should go to the hospital, that person should be encouraged to go.
This conference serves as a platform to reaffirm our commitment to the fundamental right to health enshrined in our Constitution and international human rights law. Let us seize this moment to recharge, refocus, and renew our commitment to advancing public health in Nigeria and in Lagos State in particular.
The keynote speaker emphasized on the need for nurses to prioritize health as a fundamental right and not privilege.
Let me remind us that your health is a fundamental right. Claim it, my health, my right. It's not just a slogan. It is a call to action for all of us in this. And as public health nurses, you are champions for health rights of your communities, your children, your family, your immediate environment. You are advocates, even as leaders in your facilities. When nurses need help, ensure that you use your position to make sure that they get that help.
The message here is nurses should take good care of themselves and mental health. They should collaborate, leverage on the use of technology, and advocate for equity and inclusiveness. Aminat Elegushi, LTV News.
Over 1,000 residents of Koshofe Federal Constituency are benefiting from a free eye surgical camp as part of efforts to reduce blinding eye conditions. Member representing Koshofe Federal Constituency in the National Assembly, Kafilat Ogbara, says the outreach is to support the vulnerable in the society. Ikorodu Bureau Chief Adesegun Igop reports.
No fewer than 1,000 residents of Koshofe, Agboyi, Ketu and Ikosi Sheri in Koshofe Federal Constituency are benefiting from a free eye medical mission. Member of the National Assembly representing the constituency, Honorable Kafilat Ogbara, says the outreach is aimed at restoring sight of people with preventable or treatable eye conditions.
It's a way of giving back, and it's very important because we know that health is wealth, and of course your sight is your everything. Because for me, anything that has to do with touching people's lives where it really matters is my concern. And like I always say, as a political office holder, you don't have any business being in government if not for your people.
You know the importance of eye. When you are able to see with your eyes, it's crucial. It's very, very important. We don't want people to live in darkness. Those that have the means, let them emulate. Those that are doing it, let them continue.
The 4-day expedition is designed to assist in reducing cases of cataracts, provision of eyeglasses, and post-surgery medication.
This is a medium to also encourage a lot of people to emulate this pattern of, spending their money, of, touching lives and doing what they really need to do. Because we know that government cannot do it alone. We need everybody. We need all hands on deck. There are a lot of things that government is doing differently. And a lot of our citizens, sometimes they are not playing their role. We as citizens, we have a role to play. It is a collective responsibility. So when we all play our part, Nigeria will work.
With the economic situation of the country today, how many people, especially among the downtrodden, can freely go to the hospital to correct whatever anomaly that is there? How many people? So I think we should embark on this and assist government of the day, to ensure that people are living good.
Beneficiaries expressed gratitude, noting that sight is fundamental to human existence with direct impact on livelihood.
We have been in this condition not today. It's a charitable work. It's a great assistance to people like us.
The free eye screening and cataract surgery, an initiative that will leave meaningful impact on the life of constituents. Adesegun Igor, LTV News.
Now, are you aware that over 14 million Nigerians are now drug addicts? Experts also lament the alarming rate of synthetic or pharmaceutical and other psychoactive substance abuse among Nigerian youth, leading to various forms of mental and physical imbalances. This comes as a report presentation on rapid assessment of synthetic drug abuse in Nigeria by Global Initiative on Substance Abuse. We have details in Adekola Hastrob's report.
To experts, Nigeria's drug abuse menace is at dangerous levels as a recent update by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, revealed that about 14.3 million Nigerians have become drug addicts.
You will see here that more than 70% of the respondents...
This report presentation on rapid assessment knowledge, attitude and practices relating to synthetic drug abuse by Global Initiative on Substance Abuse examines these risk factors, challenges and control strategies.
As a country, Nigeria is about 3% of the world population, but accounts for 14% of the world's population who misuse pharmaceutical opioids, making it one of the countries in the world with the highest number of people who misuse tramadol and cough syrups containing codeine. Similarly, Nigeria has the highest level of ingenuity in substance use in the world, with the use of complex mixture and unimaginable substances, which has become a major challenge in substance use prevention and treatment.
Other stakeholders stress the need for collaborative efforts in fighting drug production, trafficking and use, especially among the youth.
Everyone should be worried, and that is the more reason why we shouldn't just leave it for government agencies alone. Everyone should be involved. The family, the religious leaders, community leaders, and so on should be involved, and we should be worried.
The report provides an evidence-based foundation for informed decision-making by policymakers, law enforcement agencies, and the public health officials. However, prevention remains key. We must continue to focus on public education and advocacy, especially among the youths who are the most vulnerable.
To say that the burdens of the abuse of synthetic drugs started staring us in the face is to say the least. Like Dr. Martins presented in his report, that when issues like that arise, we don't know until their report in the health facility begins to show and increase, or the regulatory agencies begin to make Jesus.
Participants have agreed that this menace, which has become a threat to public health, national stability, peace and security, requires government's urgent pragmatic strategies as drug phenomenon has expanded to the misuse of pharmaceutical drugs.
Still ahead. Justice Binta Nyako steps down from Nnamdi Kanu's trial. That's in a moment. To stay with us.
College Agege rocks at 50. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of academic excellence, starting from the 24th of September to 28th of September 2024, as we bring you our back-to-school activities. Dr. Janet Adeto, life and career coach, and our old student will be the speaker of the day. The seminar is titled From Classroom to Career, Navigating Success as a Woman. There will be the commissioning of projects executed by old girls and the award and recognition of guests and teaching staff. Venue is a school hall. Time time 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The fun continues on Thursday, the 26th of September from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with family, friends, and fun day. The aim is to bond, exhibit, and play games like never before. There will be lots to remember, fun and laughter, and the venue is the NYSC Campground Ikpaja. Dress code, t-shirt and jeans. The glitz and glamour comes up on Saturday the 28th of September with celebrations, Thanksgiving, and the Gala Night of Prayers at the 10 Degrees Event Center, Billingsway, Oregon from 12 noon. Dress code, white on anniversary Ankara. Government College Agege at 50. Ishe logun ishe.
Welcome back. Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court, Abuja, says she is handing off from Nnamdi Kanu's case over allegation of loss of confidence by the leader of the Biafra movement. Nnamdi Kanu stated this at the open court during the resumption of his trial. Kanu based his remarks on the Supreme Court's decision, which questioned the jurisdiction of where the alleged broadcast that the federal court is charging him was made. He also read a part of the judgment of the Supreme Court where alleged bias against Justice Nyako was raised. Counsel for the federal government, Adegboyega Awomolo, had earlier told the court that he was ready for the commencement of trial, but that it would not hold under the present circumstance. Justice Nyako said she would be sending the case file back to the chief judge for reassignment and further actions. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected as the special guest of honor at the Southwest Zonal Assembly of the All Progressives Congress on 5th of October in Lagos. National Vice Chairman of the party, Isaac Kemeke, disclosed this at the news briefing in company of the Lagos APC Chairman and other Southwest Zonal executives. Our political correspondent, Omololuru Songwo, has the details.
These are some of the leadership of the All Progressives Congress in the Southwest. They are in Lagos to intimate residents on the planned Southwest Zonal Assembly.
We are convening and convoking what we call the Southwest Assembly of the All Progressive Congress. That is the highest authority and the highest organ of the party in the zone. Those that are attending comprises Mr. President, the former Vice President, of course, governors and their deputies, former governors and their deputies, distinguished senators, serving, and those that have served. We want to sit together, appraise the party in the zone, to be able to know where we are, then decide or resolve on where we need to be, and then also begin to outline and begin to examine how to get to where we need to be.
It is a reintroduction of the convergence of elective and non-elective political office holders from the zone for better development. The gathering may not be unconnected with politicking and issues of national development in the face of the socio-economic challenges.
It's an opportunity for us to really come together, discuss, map out our strategy as to what we can do for the betterment of the people of Southwest. And I can assure you, at the end of the day, you will hear something good from that particular party.
It is also a gathering as the party won the Edo State governorship election and planning for the upcoming one in Ondo State. Omololuru Songwo, LTV News.
Representatives of various groups from Ibeju local government and Lekki local council development area have urged the state government to intervene in the persistent electricity blackout in the axis. The group presented the demand and other lingering problems facing the Ibeju-Lekki axis of the state to the elected officials at the third Ibeju-Lekki Town Hall meeting. Correspondent Olumide Ojo reports.
The representatives of youths, elders, market men and women, and other groups gathered at Ibeju Town for the third town hall meeting of Ibeju Lekki Local Government and Lekki Local Council Development Area, with their elected political representatives to deliberate on the state of Ibeju Lekki generally and to chart a way forward.
The number one reason why I am here as the representative of the National Youth of Lekki LCDA is the issue of ocean surge. This has been raised on many platforms. We've communicated the government through the Commissioner of Environment, the State Assembly, and so on and so forth. And God will have it, the governor sent a lot of representatives to our area to inspect the damages that are being done by this ocean surge, and they saw for themselves that it was a massive damage. A lot of people have been displaced, their homes taken away, and their source of livelihood also has been taken away.
It's an opportunity to bring ourselves together, to discuss on certain issue, concerning the community and how we can bring development to our community as a whole. And if we have any issue that is bothering our mind, it is high time we need to speak out, do you understand? So that we can pass a message to our, office holders.
This is like a feedback mechanism between the community and the government and the governance. My counsel to us all is to embrace dialogue, to embrace consultation, to embrace peaceful meetings where we can really get our best done without resorting into fight.
The people raised the vexed issues of electricity blackout and infrastructure in the Ibeju Lekki axis, calling on the state government to intervene.
Our case is like how can we have Ibeju Lekki, the new Lagos, with this massive industrialization in our environment, and there is no light? Some communities have been without light for over 12 years, 15 years now. No light. It's uncalled for. Something needs to be done urgently.
The representatives of the people say Ibeju Lekki deserves as a new industrial hub for Lagos and the country accelerated infrastructural development to cope with the gradual increase in migration and increase in vehicular numbers in the Ibeju Lekki axis. Olumide Ojo, LTV News.
Nigerian Army says it will not tolerate any act of misconduct by its officers and men, as this will negate the professionalism and discipline that benchmark their core values. This is coming on the heels of an alleged sexual harassment on ex-private Ruth Ogunleye by senior officer Colonel Ishaku Abdul Karim and other personnel. In a press briefing in Abuja, the Army, through its spokesperson, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, officially refuted the allegations, maintaining that after conducting a thorough internal investigation, the senior officers have been cleared of all charges, while describing Ogunleye's continued social media accusations as baseless and defamatory. According to Nwachukwu, the Nigerian Army takes all allegations seriously. But in this case, the evidence unequivocally shows that Colonel Abdul Karim and others are innocent of the charges brought against them.
The findings were definitive and based on objective evaluation of the available information. The Army maintains that Colonel I.B. Abdul Karim is a disciplined, regimented, and firm officer who has upheld the values of the Nigerian Army throughout his service.
The Army submitted that ex-private Ogunleye's behavior, both online and offline, had raised questions about her worsening mental health and emotional stability, which led to medical evaluation at the National Hospital in Abuja, in addition to the Nigerian Army Medical Corps examination that had all suggested potential mental health concerns. If you're just joining us, you're watching Lagos Television News at 8. Coming up. Central Bank of Nigeria further tightens monetary policy, raises interest rate to 27.25%. That's the business news. To join us again.
tonight. President Bola Tinubu's administration's commitment towards mortgage refinancing and women empowerment received the support of the United States Chamber of Commerce with a commitment of about $320 million at the 79th session of the ongoing United Nations General Assembly. At a U.S.-Nigeria Executive Business Roundtable hosted by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Nisha Biswa of the American International Development Finance Corporation announced that with a portfolio of $1 billion, it was investing $200 million in mortgage refinancing in Nigeria. The sum of $100 million has also been earmarked to finance MSMEs in Nigeria, with particular interest in women empowerment. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce also announced that $20 million has been approved for a firm, Robust International, for processing cashew nuts in Nigeria. Nigeria's delegation, led by Vice President Kashim Shettima, also met with other members of Nigeria's delegation to strategize on Nigeria's engagements in New York. Vice President Shettima reiterated President Tinubu's commitment to investor-friendly policies and appreciates the gesture of the group towards developing Nigeria's economy. The Vice President Shettima reiterated President Tinubu's commitment to investor-friendly policies and appreciates the gestures of the group towards developing Nigeria's economy. The Central Bank of Nigeria has further tightened its monetary policy rate and has raised its interest rates by 50 basis points to 27.25% from 26.75%. This was revealed by the CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso after the Apex Bank's 297th Monetary Policy Committee meeting held to review recent economic and financial developments as well as assess its outlook for the year. The CBN Governor says the committee was unanimous in its decision to further tighten the policy and thus decided to raise the MPR to 27.25%. This will be the fifth time the Apex Bank has raised interest rates this year.
Farmers in the Lagos West Senatorial District in their numbers gather for the collection of fertilizers. Senator representing Lagos West Senatorial District, Dr. Idiat Adebule, reminds them of the need to scale up agricultural activities to ensure food security in the country.
Federal government has released 1,132 bags of fertilizers for us as representative of the people to go back to our constituencies and distribute to the farmers in our constituencies. And that's what we are doing today. We didn't just go to the streets to pick people to come and benefit from this. Already the farmers have associations. And this is these associations that we have invited.
She also gives the beneficiaries some advice.
If they use it rightly, it can ensure and guarantee self-sufficiency and food security for this nation.
The beneficiaries appreciate government for the gesture.
I want to go into late farming the next few weeks, so at least I will have what to boost my cassava and my maize. So I'm very, very delighted to have this fertilizer today.
If you know how much fertilizer costs right now, which is temporarily out of reach of we farmers because of the high cost, I will now find someone that can give you this fertilizer to boost food production, which is in line and in directive of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive. Then you say thank you to that person. Do you know how much they say fertilizer right now? Urea is between 45 and 53,000 naira. So how many peasant farmers can buy it?
This will be the second time, which I give kudos to Senator Adebule for her effort in making sure that food is on everybody's table.
You will recall that the federal government had initiated the distribution of fertilizers to farmers through elected representatives of each senatorial district across the country. Olubukola Akin Kolosho, LTV News.
The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called for concerted efforts to develop vocational training programs and improve education in technical fields to address challenges related to skills mismatch and underemployment in the build sector. Speaking at a one-day seminar by the LCCI Construction and Engineering Group in collaboration with Real Estate and Financial Services Group, the president and chairman of Council, Gabriel Daosa, calls for enhanced infrastructure, securing funding for housing projects and improving the training of those working on the field.
We are talking about how we can increase the performance of the built environment, how we can raise funding for infrastructure, for building of houses and roads, and how we can ensure that these structures are durable and we see the end of collapse of buildings and bridges and the roads that don't last. after they are built.
We have inflation. We have the exchange rate is on the high side. Prices of materials are skyrocketing. What we have now, because of the exchange, that is foreign exchange, cost of importation, imported materials for construction industry is on the high side. And if you have high cost of materials, that will translate into increased cost of infrastructure. And because of that, quite a number of projects are not going.
Keynote speaker Joseph Olusegun highlighted the crucial role of the built environment in shaping future development, emphasizing its benefits and urging other countries to prioritize it. He, however, addresses challenges facing Nigeria's sector with a 25 million deficit and an annual housing need of 1 million naira.
But if we need to move to a level where we can say we have developed comfortably well, then we need to establish a specialized bank, construction development bank, like we have industrial bank, like we have agricultural bank, so that this can help us to meet our needs. It's a long-term funding arrangement. The interest rates will be in single digits, and it will be private sector led, because that is what will drive the fund in to help us meet our challenges.
The issue of building collapse is something that is of a great concern to all the stakeholders in the industry. It's of concern to, like I did mention, the professionals in the industry. It's of concern to even the construction companies, indigenous construction companies, because that is like the marketing construction companies in the country.
With the population growth in Nigeria, the seminar emphasizes the urgent need to develop skilled workers and ensure that the country's construction industry is equipped to meet the demands of modern infrastructure. The seminar had the theme, The Built Environment, Economic Impact, Sustainability and Future Development, and sub-theme, Effective Industry Performance, Finance and Compliance Requirements. Omomi Okeo, LTV News.
Nigeria's young professional boxing sensation Rahim Animashaun, popularly known as Bado, has emerged the new West African Boxing Union light welterweight champion. Fighting in front of hundreds of boxing enthusiasts in a fight promoted by the Lads Boxing Promotion held at the Gymnasium Hall of the National Institute for Sports, NIS, Lagos, he recorded a 6th-round technical knockout against Rahim Ashley of Ghana after the latter refused to continue in the 7th round. Speaking shortly after the fight, Bado declared that although he could not keep his promise of knocking out his opponent in the 5th round, but the strategy he adopted by weakening him from round 1 paid off as he was pummeled to submission.
On the world level now, because my patience was top tier. I was breaking him down round by round. But when it was round 5, I thought he was going to stop because he had a nosebleed in round 5. But nevertheless, we were breaking him down with those body shots. He was strong in the jaw, but we knew if you are strong in the jaw, you might not be strong in your body. So that's why we kept attacking the body. I kept throwing punches to the body. And that was what we worked in the gym.
Boxing promoter Wasiu Alabi expressed happiness that the 9th edition of the promotion ended successfully with an international title fight, even as he promised that the 10th edition will be more glamorous. He explained that with what his promotional outfit is doing in both amateur and professional boxing, the country will soon have more fighters having a crack at the various continental and world titles. In results of fights decided, Akeem Olaiwola recorded a unanimous point decision victory over Williams Amosu in their national light welterweight challenge, while Shegotunde Adeyemi defeated Semi Olopade in the 7th round via technical knockout in another national light welterweight fight, just as Ezekiel Sheun had a 2-1 split decision victory over Agbola Durotimi in their national super bantamweight challenge. The national super featherweight fight between Ojo Arabambi and Akanji Moruf saw the latter winning by unanimous decision, with the national light welterweight fight between Emmanuel Abimbola and Isaac Chukwudi ending in a draw. Another draw was also recorded in the national light welterweight challenge contest between Adeshina Oluwatosin and Suleiman Ahmed, with Taiwo Olowo having the fastest fight of the night when he knocked out Yakubu Farouk in the first round of the national light welterweight contest. Highlights of the night was the presentation of a check of 500,000 naira to Mr. Idowu for the best amateur boxer. All fights were sanctioned by the Nigeria Boxing Board of Control, NBB-OFC. Previous winners Joe Root and Nat Shiva Brunt are in contention for the 2024 Professional Cricketers Association Player of the Year Awards. Root, PCA Men's Player of the Year in 2021 and winner of the Young Player Award in 2012. Shiva Brunt, winner of the Women's Award in 2017 and 2022, is joined by Northern Diamonds Holly Hamitang, the Blazes Catherine Bryce and Southeast Stars Paige Schofield. The shortlist featuring domestic and international performance were decided by fellow players before the awards are held on October 1st. Root, the 33-year-old, has scored 1,262 international runs over the past 12 months and surpassed Alistair Cook's England record of Test centuries by reaching his 34th Test too. Meanwhile, Shiva Brunt was awarded Women's ODI Player of the Summer, scoring 233 from 4 innings, and the 32-year-old was the 100th top scorer with 303 runs. The award also recognizes emerging talents under the age of 24 in England and Wales, like Roots 12 years ago. 3 England debutants have been shortlisted for the men's young player, with Wobbekinshire, Jack Battle, XS Jordan Cox and Surrey's James Smith in contention. Finally, Manchester City midfielder Rodri will have further tests on the knee injury that looks set to rule him out for an extended period of time. Rodri travelled to Spain yesterday for initial tests on the injury sustained in the early stages of City's 2-2 draw with Arsenal on Sunday. The Spain international seemed to jeer his knee as he ran off on a wet surface.
Welcome back. At least 558 people, including 50 children, have been killed and 1,835 wounded in Israel's fierce bombardment of various parts of Lebanon. Lebanon's Hezbollah fired a barrage of missiles at Israeli air bases in response as world leaders and the United Nations called for urgent de-escalation. Israel, meanwhile, has continued its attack on the Gaza Strip, killing at least 12 Palestinians across the besieged territory over the last 24 hours reporting period. At least 41,467 people have been killed and 95,921 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. In Israel, the number of those killed in the Hamas-led attack on October 7 was at least 1,139, while more than 200 people were taken captive. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. For more news, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Stay positive. The only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. Please remember to call Lagos toll-free lines 767 or 112 in case of emergency. I am Joshua Murakinyo. Good night.